What is up, guys? Welcome back to another vlog. Thank you guys for tuning into another video. As you can see by the title, we're gonna kind of get in depth with the F80 build. Off to my left over here, guys, I've had this car for about 4 years and it's been nothing but great times. Honestly, I've created so many great memories with this car. The platform itself, let me just tell you right now, I've had 0 issues, guys. Now, obviously things come about when you modify your car, when you change things up. Obviously, if you're not taking it to a shop, you're doing it yourself, there's gonna be little things that happen here and there. But honestly, guys, for the money, for just the way this car looks, it's freaking absolutely beautiful. I feel like it's the best platform, especially, guys, with how much those cars are costing nowadays. This is definitely the platform to hop into if you're looking for an M car. But let's get in depth with my build. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Mark. Pronounce my last name Gilhuis, all right? It's Dutch and Indonesian. It's from my dad's side. I'm also part Mexican and Spanish from my mom. Just to get to know me a little bit more, guys, I know there's a lot of new subscribers, so I definitely want to get a little personal with you guys on this video. Besides talking about the car, I've never done a video like this, believe it or not. So where the car sits right now, a lot has been done. We've bought in things more than once, you know, twice, sometimes 3 times. The lip itself, maybe like 7, I think. But yeah, it comes about when you're enjoying the car. Just be prepared for some of the things I'm gonna go over with this car. You do need to have the money for maintenance and, again, modifications. Things aren't cheap and you're gonna break things. So again, let's get in depth. I'm gonna go over all the modifications I've done to my car, what we've done over the past few years. This didn't happen overnight, guys, so it does cost money and it does cost time to get it to where it's at right now. I'm excited to continue to grow on this channel. We hit 4K subscribers. So guys, I'm super thankful. Like, it's been a journey. I have been doing YouTube for a few years now. It's not something that I just started recently. If you didn't know, I used to have a 2015 STI before this, and I really enjoyed that car. It's just the motor, man. Those EJ motors, they do not survive even being stock. So literally traded that car in for this, and it's a 2018 M3. She is obviously with the LCIs. Original paint color is Austin Yellow Metallic. Now, just to go in depth with the color, before we got it to this matte black, the paint color, there's 2 different codes, okay, guys? So just to educate you guys, there's Austin Yellow Metallic paint code that is from 2015 to about 2017, half the year of 2017. Then there's a second code where it has a bit more metallic. It's not as dull as the 2015 to 2017. And those of you who have seen it obviously don't like that original color. So in 2017, the other half of production, and of course the 2018, which is the last model of this M3, they did change it up and added a lot more metallic, made it sparkle, made it come alive, gives it that chromey effect when the sun is slapping on it, and it looks absolutely beautiful. With my car specific though, we did repaint the entire car. Unfortunately, when you have nice things, there are just jealous people out there, so you definitely have to be careful where you're parking your car and where you leave it, so on, what city you're taking it in. Always be prepared for that. But yeah, somebody messed with my car, keyed it, left me some nice little dents here and there, and took it to my boy's shop, and we ended up repainting the whole car. We made it our very own custom 1 of 1 Austin Yellow Metallic. We even added more metallic flake. I told him I wanted more, I needed more. And so I really enjoyed my paint code that we made, and a lot of people liked it. I really turned a lot of people into liking the Austin Yellow Metallic color. A lot of my homies, even now, after making it matte black, they want me to go back to the Austin Yellow. So one of these days we're gonna go ahead and make that happen. But I really enjoyed the color. I'm sad as well now that we are a matte black. I can't wait to go back to the Austin Yellow. I know that's how a lot of people recognize my car. But yeah, we're gonna get into the mods real quick. It is a DCT transmission, which we'll get into, and why I even chose that option. And then also, guys, it's got Silverstone seats, which are almost like a white color, but they're also more of like a gray almost. But when they're really clean, they do look pretty close to being white. Now there is another color, I forgot the name of it, and those are like pure white, which I wish I had in this car. But as you guys can see, Austin Yellow, We didn't do the door jambs. Just to get into depth with the wrap itself, this was a last minute option. My car was getting ready for Beamer Invasion. Unfortunately, there was not enough time, and the way the weather was, it was super hot. Those of you who know, it was scorching hot out here in the valley, and it's even more hot inside the paint booths and inside the warehouses. So when we tried to paint my car, it did not work out. Paint was not curing the way it's supposed to, and it just wasn't coming out how we envisioned it to. So the only option was, shout out to my boys Kenny and Juan, was to literally wrap the car. This way it would be all one color, and we could do the modifications that we wanted to. As you can see, guys, we did do these carbon fiber fenders, which I did get from Omar at One Performance. Now, the fitment was not that great, and we did have to make some modifications. So that's what really put me behind to not making it to Beamer Invasion as Austin Yellow Metallic, which I know you guys were bummed about. And it threw a lot of people off when I came up in the matte black color. But these fenders, I always thought they were really dope. I always thought these fenders were dope. So we did it, but again, could not paint them in time. I do have a lot of rock chips because we do enjoy our cars, but I did want to respray the front end and the hood and all that. So we were legit going to repaint the entire car. But again, the only option to make it on time was to then wrap the car this 3M matte black. And there's a big difference between the matte and the satin, as you can see even with this lighting. Now you do get slight sheen, but it's just really the lighting. But trust me, there's a big difference between the matte and the satin. Everyone was doing the satin, so you know, what better option than to be a little different and do matte black. Now, what I like about the matte black color is it does not grab a lot of light. So even at night, man, this car disappears. Like, it's crazy. Because the sunset is setting, we're getting some of the whites on it, but literally this car is super black and I like it. It's something I always wanted to do on my cars, and we finally did it. So it kind of worked out. We made it to Beamer Invasion, and here she sits. Now, obviously, the biggest game changer for this platform is getting the GTS CS hood. Mine is an aluminum hood. It's not carbon fiber, but this was one of the first mods I did, and it was just perfect for this car. It makes it look so much more aggressive. The front end looks so mean. Super happy with it. Been having the hood pretty much since I got the cars. Now, I do have carbon fiber mirror caps. As you can see, shout out to my boy Anthony at AA Concepts. I even bought a second pair from him, so those are in the trunk. I've yet to change them. I don't know why I've been lagging it, so that's in my trunk. It's been in my trunk for like 4 months now. We have these beautiful wheels, 3-piece, aggressive spec. And when I mean aggressive, I mean we literally remolded my quarter panels because I kept cracking my original ones. We couldn't be doing that anymore. So shout out to AA Auto Works. We ended up literally molding out the quarters to be a lot wider just so we could fit these wheels. These wheels are super aggressive, I'm telling you. So we got it to a point where, yes, I have control arms also. I do have Megan lowers and uppers. Definitely don't need to spend crazy amount of money to get the right fitment. Megan did the job. I know there's a lot more expensive like SPL, but I'm rocking Megan's. Now again, with these wheels, there's a story which we'll talk about at some point in this video. But we also did change my calipers to a white, and we made the logo black and white. I've had those done for a minute now. Also, to the front, I still have my gloss black grills. I didn't get crazy with the carbon because I was one of the first ones to paint this little vent on the hood. A lot of people were switching these out for carbon, but even at that time, there wasn't that option just yet. So what I did when the body shop first did my hood was we ended up painting this gloss black, and I think it looks amazing. Definitely better than the plastic, and it kind of was allowing me to keep some of the gloss accents that the car comes with. There's obviously black trim along the windows, which I really like about this car when you get it from factory. There's no chrome. We've got these lower splitters here, call them like these little fangs here. Those just go on with 3M tape. Definitely adds to the aggressiveness of the front end. We've even got the lower carbon splitters here, which I've had for quite some time now. There's a little bit of fade on them. And then we have this beautiful Laptor lip. This is my second Laptor lip. So when I mean we pay for things more than once, the lips, definitely something with this car because we have such a long front bumper, which is great. It looks amazing. It does come with a price where you can't really run a lip safely once you start lowering your car. And I hate that we have such a bad gap when you first get the car from the factory. Like, the gap is enormous in the front, so that's definitely something you have to do. So lower your car first before you put a lip. I would say definitely that's one thing to do. Do your suspension first before you get wheels. Do the suspension. See how your clearance is. See if you're gonna go lower or you're gonna raise the car. But yeah, once you add a lip, man, you really limit yourself on where you can go with this car, unless you're on air. And again, that's where we're gonna lead into another mod. I am on Airlift 3P air suspension. I've had air suspension, you guys can go back in my videos. I've had this air suspension for about 3 years now, because I had the car for 4, and we literally bagged it like after, I don't even think it was a year where we bagged the car. Shout out to my boy Zach. But yeah, maybe not even a year after I bought the car, we ended up bagging the car. It wasn't that hard of a process, but again, when it comes down to modifying your car, guys, as long as you do it correctly the first time, you shouldn't have any issues moving forward. So haven't had really any issues with the air suspension. You definitely got to tuck your wires, tuck your air lines, and just make sure you put your fender liners back, and you just check on it every now and again. Should be good. You just want to make sure, you know, nothing's loose, nothing's coming apart. I originally got so much hate for bagging my car, guys. Like, no one was bagging the F80 when I did it. My homie who helped me out, Zach, he was bagged on his F80, but literally, like, there were not too many cars that were bagged. And a lot of people, you know, those car enthusiasts, they call themselves, they hate bags. They love when it's more track setup and suspension, coilovers. They'd rather do that. But honestly, no issues with the air suspension. The way the car sits and rides, still very tight. There's a lot of dampening that you can adjust. So trust me, guys, just like coils, you can really get your bags to ride perfect just how you want them. There's a lot of adjustability, so don't be scared of bags. I really push air. It's dope to have. You'll protect yourself from damaging your lips, your diffusers in the rear, and it's just super awesome to have, and it breaks a lot of necks, man. If you guys have questions, DM me. Again, on the exterior, we've got PSM side skirts. I think these are the best side skirts you can get. They're super low and super aggressive, and they almost lay on the floor when you're aired out. Completes this whole like slam look. To the rear, I did get a diffuser that not too many people rock. Now, this diffuser is the Varis diffuser. It is a Varis style. It's not the original Varis, but I did pay about $1,800 for this diffuser. It's a 2-piece diffuser. Now, there's this long under tray with all these beautiful fins, but there's also this second piece here that you have to put on first, and then the tray itself that's separate goes underneath and is mounted up with some brackets. I really like this diffuser. It's one that's very scary because it does sit much lower than the PSM one. I've had the PSM one twice, and so I decided once it broke the second time, we would go with the Varis one that I've always wanted to do. Shout out to Anthony at AA Concepts. And then we also paired it with these M Performance carbon fiber exhaust tips. Now, when you're behind me, you can kind of see the 2 inner ones are silver and the 2 outer ones are black and filled with exhaust dust and dirt. The reason that being is because it is a valved exhaust. I do have a complete titanium equal length exhaust from Valvemaster. If you guys are interested, Valvemaster has a great exhaust system for our cars. Again, this is a titanium, full titanium. It sounds amazing. The muffler is very small, so it definitely gives you a lot of exhaust noise, and it sounds really good when you get on it. Love the equal length exhaust note. Now, they do have a single mid pipe that you can pair instead. If you guys like that deep throaty exhaust note, definitely go with the single mid pipe. Now, the first mod I ever did on this car was definitely going to be these tail lights. Now, I got these from Mashimaro when they first dropped. Literally the week they dropped, I got them. These are the V1s, and I really like this design because it's very simple. It does match quite closely to the original GTS taillights. There's not too much going on with it. And guys, I've had these taillights for almost probably the entire like 4 years I've had this car, because these literally came out probably like 2 or 3 months after I got my car. And that was like my first viral video when I did the install with these because nobody had done it yet. I don't plan on getting the V2s. I really just like the original V1s. They're full red lens, so it just really flows. I still have my red reflectors on the bottom. It just flows with the car. We got the red cage. Now, still on the outside, I did purchase the 50th anniversary emblems. These are the OEM ones. The original ones just kind of plain, you know, just add some flavor to the car. I do have this cool little fin because I'm not rocking my trunk spoiler anymore, only because there was a painted gold strip on the edge of it, which I thought was so sick. Decided not to run one, and I think it's been a popular look amongst the F8X cars now. It's kind of been a trend not to rock a carbon fiber trunk spoiler. The car looks fat without one, so I think it's a good look. So since I didn't have one there, I added this carbon fiber little roof spoiler. It's got a cool little design to it where it kind of drops in the middle there, so it's really cool. And then we have this beautiful Thule box, which, guys, this Thule box is damn expensive. I know a lot of people don't really look into these. I did make a video of me installing this and unboxing it, but this is the Alpine version of this Thule box here. This is the Vector M Alpine Thule box. It's so sleek, it flows with the car. There's two different sizes with this exact design. I did get the largest one, and I almost thought I made a mistake, but guys, on the car, I think it works perfectly, and I have so much extra space, which I still have to get comfortable using. I have been forgetting that I can definitely fit a lot of stuff that I'm throwing in my trunk or the back seat. I could definitely save some space by using this a little bit more. We've got these beautiful Thule roof racks as well. These are the blade arms, and it just flows so good with the car. Now, there were some modifications we had to make where, because I have a carbon fiber roof, we had to kind of drill some holes to expose the mounting points rather than those with the sunroof. You guys can just lift the latches and you guys can attach these. And that pretty much does it for the exterior. If you guys are curious about my trunk setup, now I did color match my air tank to match the exterior color of my car. And then gradually we did what we did here, where we added a custom cage, and it is red. So this is how my trunk setup is. Excuse the mess here. I did fill it with a bunch of other things, but normally it's really clean, and it's just a simple setup. I've got my compressor actually underneath my floorboard here, just so it's out of the way and I can use most of my trunk. So it was very conservative when we were installing my air setup. This is my custom cage here, which I love. It's cool because it does swing around. It's not just flat here behind the seats where you can't recline, so I really love this feature. There's a concave to it. They do have two legs down below on each side that are mounted to the floor, and then again it's mounted up here to the rear as like sort of like a sway bar connection. But yeah, it's really dope, and I really love this cage. Definitely think about doing some other colors in the future, but for now the red flows with the matte black. But definitely once we go back to Austin yellow, we're gonna have to make a change on that color. Comment down below, let me know what color we should choose once we do that. Now again, in the front here, we do have an OEM M Performance steering wheel where it does show the RPMs. I really love that steering wheel. I don't think I'm ever going to change it. I do have JQ's paddle shifters. They're magnetic. They are carbon fiber. We've done some carbon fiber handles here. I've added carbon to the center console here. Obviously that big piece is OEM, but as far as around the shift knob, it has suede, or it has Alcantara and the carbon. We've upgraded the boot to carbon and Alcantara, and I did change my armrest here as well to all flow and match. I did add carbon fiber to my little stereo system here. That's pretty much it for the interior that I've done so far. Other than my starlights, we did change the entire headliner to Alcantara. All right, so now we can get into some other mods I've done. Do the engine bay here. Now, I have not cleaned my engine bay in some time, so don't judge me. What I have had done to this car was we have changed, shout out to Apex Built. You guys can tap in with them. They've got some really, really clean titanium parts for our engine bays, including the charge pipes and including these intakes. So I have front mount intakes, which you can see here. They literally show behind the grills, which is super sick. You can obviously run colored filters. I just wanted to keep it subtle, so we just left it with a more grayish white filter. But yeah, we've got some beautiful titanium intakes here. Again, they're a bit dirty, so forgive me. Haven't done much to the engine bay, only because I really wanted the exterior to just stand out. This is definitely something else I want to do. We're going to start adding some parts to the engine bay coming soon. But we ended up cutting my OEM little plastic engine cover, and definitely want to add some carbon here. Probably change my intercooler to a CSF. I'm going to probably have to link up with Downstar, maybe add some new bolts and lugs and nuts here and there. Yeah, not much going on here. I have not done my crank hub either, guys. Real scary thing with the crank hub is literally aggressive downshifts. That's when you put the most stress on these cars. You can definitely beat on these cars. Like, they're M cars, they're definitely built way better than any 3 Series. You're not gonna run into these smaller little issues. Eventually, if I go E85, maybe I'll go ahead and do the crank hub at that time. That's even if I go E85 with this car. But I think this car is pretty much kind of done, guys. So once we respray it Austin yellow eventually, I think it'll be done. It'll be just there to sit in the garage, safe and sound. I think, you know, it'll be time to start a new project. I've really enjoyed this car. I still enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with me driving it in today's life, but I am looking to expand the channel, expand platforms, and give you guys more content. So it is something I'm looking into. It would break my heart if I ever sold the F80 for the next car. So this car is almost paid off, and then I think it'll be time to go ahead and jump into a new platform. Whether that be BMW or not, you'll have to stay tuned and find out. But I do appreciate all the love, and if you guys have questions on anything you've seen me do to this car, let me know, please. I'm more than happy to conversate with you guys and go over in detail, you know, what not to do and what to do when installing certain parts. Comment down below if you have any questions. I'll try to get back to you that way, or make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. I'll put it down below and you guys can just reach out. As you can see, we've been out here for quite some time. Sun's setting so much faster now, which I really hate. It leaves us with very minimal time to get things done in the daytime. But again, guys, this is me. Like, when you guys see this car, I've put my my soul into this car. So I really want to say thank you guys to everyone who's supported, who's left positive comments, and who's just appreciated the car. This is the platform to jump into if you guys are new to any sort of M car. As long as you get it lowered miles, and just make sure you can tell that this car hasn't been crazily modified, you should be fine. I originally got this car at 22,000 miles. I got this maybe 2020, right before the market went crazy. It was during COVID, that whole COVID vibe. If you guys want to see me go pick up my car, go check out the older videos. I had a great experience. Make sure you guys go to a BMW dealer when you're buying one of these cars. They will go ahead and make sure it's been checked and maintained properly before they sell it to you. That's been my biggest advice when it comes to buying an M car, is make sure you're getting it from a BMW dealer. Sometimes people trade these cars in at another brand dealer and they don't know what they're looking at. They don't know what to look for. But again, guys, it's been so much fun in the BMW community. I've come across so many cool guys and who are now some of my best friends. So if you guys are looking to get into the BMW platform, there's tons of people willing to give you advice, willing to help you out, work on the car with you. Say thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching this entire video. Hopefully it wasn't boring, and hopefully I give you guys some insight on the F80 M3. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. But I will catch you guys in the next vlog. More content coming, guys. Appreciate you. Peace out, guys. Later.